Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is December 24th. Happy Christmas Eve to everybody out here across the Southwest USA. Taking a look at the infrared satellite imagery, you can see some fog across some of the valley areas here. Bakersfield probably dealing with some dense fog as we speak across Southern California as well. You can see it ebbing and flowing around across Arizona and New Mexico as well. So we're going to take a look at what's upcoming here. We have a few day break and then we're going to start to bring some systems back into the state. We'll take a look at what the weather models have to say about that. Taking a look at the last 7 days, you can see the huge amounts across some of the transverse ranges here. Santa Barbara, Ventura County here, Oxnard got hit hard, and downtown LA actually got up towards 3 inches of as well. But you can see very beneficial storm. I mean, nice precipitation maker for the state of California, also for the southern half of Arizona as well. Tried to squeeze a little bit out for Las Vegas there, but you can see better amounts across some of Arizona and New Mexico. But this is only through yesterday morning, so there was some pretty good thunderstorm activity across New Mexico as well. So that'll show up in tomorrow's run. We'll take a look at that one more time tomorrow. So taking a look now, fog safety out. You guys know what to do. Use your low beam, slow down a little bit, but don't just come to a complete stop. You guys know the drill. Now here's the high tide outlook here. And again, this kind of correlates with some higher wave activity. Just keep this in the back of your mind if you're out and about on the coastal areas here, because there's bound to be some coastal flooding with the high tides we can get this time of year, especially when the waves start rolling in. And you can see we do have a coastal flood advisory from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time on Sunday, and this is for the high astronomical time. So this is just for today, but this is bound to be ongoing here over the next few days as well. Now, taking a look here in this day in SoCal weather history, look at this. In 1987, here, snow flurries reported down to parts of the San Diego metro. So just had to point that out. Very fun. And you can see the old style rain gauge they had here. I actually used one of these at SeaTac for a while when I worked there. Now, taking a look at Sacramento National Weather Service, you can see the active pattern returns by midweek. We do have some rain and potential snow for the higher terrain as well. You can see a little bit lower snow levels, perhaps with the next few storms. We'll dive into that in a little bit of detail as well. Some hazardous beach conditions on Christmas Day. You can see it up and down the Bay Area, down towards Big Sur here, maybe down towards Gorda as well. But you can see 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Christmas Day, and this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing as we go through the upcoming week as well. But you can see long period breaking waves up to 10 to 12 feet expected. Now, looking at the European, so this is about current right now. So you can see as we start to get the storm systems in the Pacific Northwest, we get a little bit more wave action going on, but then it really increases as we go to the midweek period. We start to bring the next storm systems into the area here. And you can see it sweep down across the area, especially on into the 28th here, and potentially more after that as we go towards the end of December. So heads up for that, especially when this correlates with some of the high tides. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. This thing has a lightning detection system with it, all solar powered and wireless. It even has UV and ultrasonic anemometer and UV index as well. So that's fun to look at here when you're going outside, especially since you're down in some of the sunny portions of the USA across the Southwest here. Now, taking a look at the European as of last night versus the GFS ensemble mean at 500 millibars here. And this is also from last night's run as well. And you can see that weak system moving through the Pacific Northwest. Stronger system brings a strong storm up towards the Pacific Northwest here. And we have a break here. And as you can see, as we go through the 26th, we're probably just fine. Then as we go into the 27th, though, early morning starts to impact Northern California here. And you can see that troughing right off the coastline there. Hopefully that can bring some mountain snow with it. Might bring some rain down across the central coast as well. Another bit of a break here as we go through the 28th, and the 29th rolls around and we start to bring this next storm system in here. And this one could be a little more robust, even reaching down towards Southern California as well, as you can see in last night's European run. And the GFS also showing some interesting troughing off the coastline here as well. Now, taking a look at the GFS last night, this is 6-hour precipitation. And as we go on in through the 27th, you'll see the next system roll in here and perhaps bringing some much needed snowfall to the Sierra Nevada. And again, kind of central coast northbound with the first system. Then the secondary system starts to roll through here. Better chances of additional rainfall here for Southern California and better snow amounts across some of the Sierra Nevada showing up with that as well. Even maybe for some of the higher peaks of the Southern California mountain ranges also. So we're watching these systems closely here over the next few days. Hopefully we can get some nice snowmakers here as we go and wrap up December with additional storm systems maybe off the coastline, way off into Fantasyland. Here's the GFS ensemble mean for precipitation on the left versus the GFS, the deterministic. So the deterministic is the initial conditions, best we understand them. The ensemble mean over here is an average of all 30 ensemble runs here. Each one of those are perturbed or changed to reflect for any errors we may have on our initial conditions. So as I put this into motion, you'll see we get clipped here as we go through the day on Christmas for extreme northwestern California here. And then we bring our next main frontal system here as we go through the 27th into the 28th there. And you can see pretty good model agreement between the the GFS deterministic and its ensembles. And then we scroll a little bit into the future and you can kind of see how the precip builds up. This more of a smooth looking precipitation value map here because of the ensemble mean, just an average of all 30 versus just one run here. So you can see it's a bit higher resolution. And then as we scroll up into the future again, you can see the ensemble mean actually starts to outperform the deterministic as we go through the extended off through the Fantasyland forecast here down through Southern California. But you can see big amounts here also on the deterministic across some of the Sierra Nevada here and the Northwest California coastline here, and also not bad amounts down some of the Central Coast areas. So we do have some potentially fun weather to watch here as we move in through early January upcoming. This is looking at total snow 10-to-1 ratio, last night's European run here. So as we go through the 27th, look at that snow start to fly here across some of the North California mountains here and down across the Sierra Nevada. And then here comes our next system, probably sometime on the 29th and very early on the 30th here. So a nice shot of snowfall starting to show up here in some of the European runs. As you can see, maybe even getting down some towards Southern California. But that's when the run cuts off here. So there's probably some additional amounts that would be showing up as well. Now, taking a look at a wider view of things here is the Hawaiian Islands. We're looking at 500 millibars at 18,000 feet wind speed on the left versus the actual temperature of the atmosphere at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet or somewhere around there on the right. So there goes some systems into the Pacific Northwest here, and we get clipped a little bit like I mentioned on Christmas for extreme northwest California. Then the stronger frontal system arrives on the 27th. You can see more of that colder air spilling across the area. And then this next storm is driving a bit further south. You can see the cold air associated with it and the winds at 500 millibars sweeping down, potentially bringing some rain down towards Southern California. So that's the next one we're watching there. And that would be somewhere in the 28th and 29th time frame there. And then potential additional systems after that, but that's going to be clearly fantasy for now. We'll continue to break those down as we go day by day. And this is good news here as well. The 6 to 10 day continues to show above average chances here as we go through January 2nd and all the way through January 6th with the 8 to 14 day as well. And again, I think I already showed this here, but we do have some increased wave activity. I must have put this on here twice, but we'll scroll through it again here as we go through the 27th into the 28th. You can clearly see the increase that we're going to be dealing with here, especially on the 28th. And again, if it matches up with those high tides, watch out for some of that coastal flooding and then the next storm system as we go towards the end of December. And now I'm waiting for the update here. We haven't got it yet, but I'm not sure when the next one actually comes out. But this was from December 17th right now, of course, a week ago. But we had some pretty dry vegetation across much of the state of California. So hopefully that storm system brought some beneficial rainfall across the area. It'll be interesting to see how the vegetation drought response index, how it responds to that storm that moved down our coastline and in through Arizona. And also, for those of you who missed it yesterday, this is a monthly precipitation outlook for January. This was issued December 21st. It does include the entire state of California, some in Nevada and Arizona as well. This is the monthly temperature outlook above average signal for the West Coast for January 2024. Now, here's the seasonal. As you can see, we do have this above average precipitation forecast here as we go January, February, March. Temperature, West Coast highlighted there. And as we go February, March, and April, continue to show that, especially Southern California here, as we go on into the early portions of 2024. And there's the seasonal for the same period there. So anyway, yeah, we continue to watch that. You know, we still have that signal. It's mainly an El Nino driven signal here for California because during strong El Ninos, there is that signal that we do end up a bit wetter across California during those years. However, we may be switching back towards a La Nina again next year, but if you remember last year, that doesn't mean we can't get active weather here across the state of California. So anyway, we'll just continue to break that down over the upcoming months. We'll continue to watch these systems as they roll in, and we get a better idea of just what they're going to bring here as we come through the upcoming week. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.